Hi everyone, Anna Kessler here with a new video tutorial, and today I'm going to show you how to make two different boxes from only one piece of paper. So let's get started with this one-page wonder boxes. And for that you will need a 12 by 12 double-sided cardstock, and I recommend using something with a pattern but not letters or numbers or something that has a direction, because we're going to fold things and we don't want anything to be upside down. Okay, so we're going to start scoring, and we're going to score at 3 inches and 9 inches. And if you don't have a trimmer and a bone folder or a scoreboard, like always, you can use a ruler and a stylus or a pen that doesn't work, something that can make a score line. Then we're going to turn our paper 90 degrees and score again at 1 inch, 3.5, 6.5, and 9. So we're going to have 4 horizontal score lines and 2 vertical score lines. Okay, so this is the fold lines, the score lines that we made. And what we're going to do now is cut the top left and right quarters. So we're going to align our paper at 3 inches along the vertical line that we have there that we did in the beginning, and we're going to cut along that line from the top to the second horizontal score line. So until this line here, and we're going to cut from the top to that score line. And we're going to do the exact same thing on the 9-inch vertical line. So we're going to align it with 9 inches, and then again from the top to the second score line. And now we're going to cut away these 2 squares. So we're going to cut along that horizontal line that we've reached. And you can do this, of course, with a ruler and a craft knife if you don't have a trimmer. So these 2 corners are cut away, and now we're going to make some slits in our cardstock. So we're going to still work on that vertical line and cut from the edge, the top, until the first score line that you meet. And then we're going to do the exact same thing from the bottom. So you cut from the bottom along the vertical line until the horizontal score line that you meet. And we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side, the 3-inch score line. So from the bottom to the horizontal score line, and from the top to the horizontal score line. So you have 4 slits. We're going to fold all the score lines and make our box. Let's move this aside. So now simply fold on all your score lines and burnish them well with a bone folder, and if you don't have that, you can do this with your finger or even a ruler or a plastic card or anything that will make those folds really crisp and strong. Go ahead and add the glue, and this is how we're going to assemble the box. So it's really easy, like this. Okay, so I'm using liquid glue. It allows me to move the paper to its position, but you can use double-sided tape if you're more comfortable. And I'm going to start with applying the glue on the inside of the first square, and then the second square, and these 2 squares are going to be attached to the wall of the box like I showed you before. And you have to make sure that the edges of the wall are aligned with the folds of the paper. So make sure it all aligns and that it is straight. going to show you on the side like this. Everything has to be really aligned and straight. So now we can go ahead and add glue to the other two squares and attach them to the wall exactly like we did with the first side. Don't need a lot of glue, just go all the way to the edges so it will stick well and hold its shape. Again, align it with the edges, make sure it's burnished well, and basically our box is ready. Isn't that fast? Really fast, and you can fill it with whatever you want. I really don't add anything else, but you can add a ribbon or a magnet to secure it and make sure it stays closed. If you want, it's up to you. So this is our first box. Let's go ahead and make our second box. You need a 10 by 12 piece of cardstock. I've used black cardstock, but you can use whatever solid color cardstock that you have. And on the 10 inches side, we're going to score at 2.5, 5, and 7.5. If you don't have a trimmer, you can use a scoreboard or just plain ruler with something sharp that can create a score line. So once we've done all the scoring, we're going to turn the paper 90 degrees to the 12-inch side and then score at 2.5 and 9.5. This is a really easy box to make, and then you can fit almost anything you want in it. So we're going to turn it back to the 10-inch side, and then we're going to score it from the edge only until the score line that we did before at 2 and at 8, but only from the edge until the score line. Then we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side at 2 and 8 inches from the edge to the score line. So that is basically all the scoring that we need to do. Now we are going to cut away the corners, leaving this tab intact. So just follow the score lines. You can do this with a craft knife and cut away all 4 corners from all the sides around the paper. So that's the second corner. Make sure to leave that little tab there, not to cut it away. And then finally the last corner. And now we need to add some diagonal lines because it is a diagonal opening box. Before that, we're going to cut away the corners on the little tabs. So you need to have 4 tabs on 4 sides of the paper, and you cut all the way to the score line and then diagonally to form the little tab. So this is what you are ending up with. So now I'm going to bring my mat. I'm going to bring a ruler and a bone folder. You can use whatever sharp tool you have to create a score line, and we're going to score diagonally from this point up here down to the bottom, but do not score the little tab. We're going to do that on this other side as well. So from the point where the lines meet all the way down diagonally and on the other side. And again, do not score the little tab. So now we can go ahead and start folding. And then finally, the diagonal lines are folded into the other direction. But since they're scored, it's going to be really easy to fold them. And I also like to go in with my bone folder to make sure that they're properly burnished and that the fold is really crisp, because later that will be what opens and closes the box, so it needs to work smoothly. Okay, so now we can go ahead and assemble the box. So you apply glue to the outside of the little tab and then attach it to the wall of the box from the inside. Of course, we want the box to look professional, and then you need to align it, of course, and make it completely straight. And then we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Apply glue to the little tabs and attach the wall. I like to use liquid glue because then I can move the paper and align it properly, but you can use double-sided tape if you are more comfortable with it. So now all you need to do is reverse, if you need to reverse the inside of the box, and this is how it looks when you close it and open it. Looks really, really cool, and it's only made from one paper. So now it's time to cover it with your cover papers. You will need different papers, 8 pieces measuring 2 3/8 by 6 7/8. Then you can go ahead and attach them to the inside and outside of the box. And I also cover the bottom because I want the complete look. I want the box to be really pretty. Last piece. And then we also need to cover the little triangles on the sides. And we're going to cover the outside only. For that we will need 4 2 3/8 by 2 3/8 squares. We're going to cut them corner to corner to form triangles, and then attach the triangles to the side. So now how are we going to close this box? I have a tool that makes holes, and I'm going to insert eyelets. But if you don't have this type of tool, you can just take a ribbon and attach it, glue it all around the box, and then tie it together. I'm going to insert eyelets and then a ribbon to close the box. So you have 2 ways of doing that, either with a ribbon around it, or like I'm doing it with eyelets. Or you can come up with another way of closing it, maybe a magnet of some sort. So you can do a ribbon around. Here, let me take the ribbon and show you. So you can just wrap it around like this and close it, just with some glue. I'm going to cut my ribbon to 2 pieces and then insert them in the hole, make a little knot double knot at the end so the ribbon will be secure. And then do the exact same thing on the other side, and I'll be able to close the box. So you can make lots of boxes like this. It's only one piece of paper for any, like a gift box, for candies, for any kind of treat you want to put inside. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on the little bell icon to be notified when I upload a new video so you won't miss anything. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you give these 2 one-page wonder boxes a try, and I will see you next time.